The break is over. The Celtics back to work for the second half of their season. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Josue Pavon, and they kick things off with a 4-game road trip out on the West Coast. Not the easiest way to start. Obviously,
it'll be a good trip though.
They're going to have to get their conditioning back. They're going to have to get their feet back under them. So on Friday, their first game against the Timberwolves, sure, they should beat them, but it's going to be interesting to see how much they've lost and kind of the energy that they come out with. It's important to start strong.
Yeah, definitely. You don't know where the teams are, what level they are in sense of their stamina and where they're at, their level of focus. So it's going to be a really good test for the Celtics. I think all these matchups will be a good test for the Celtics, especially obviously the Lakers one is the glaring one that everyone's looking for, the big marquee matchup. But then you got the Trailblazers as well, the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz will provide a lot of tough matchups, especially throughout the starting five. And that's going to be a really tough out for them, especially because of their outside shooting and what they're able to do. Rudy Gobert, arguably, if not the greatest, best defender in the league. So that's not going to be an easy task. But this team can find out a lot about themselves throughout this road trip. And I'm excited to see how it all unfolds.
Let's hone in on that Lakers game because obviously
let's do it.
It was pretty surprising how the first matchup between these two teams went. I would assume that it's not going to be a 30-point blowout in the Celtics' favor.
No, and they're going to remember that too.
The
Lakers are going to remember what happened in Boston. Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
Right. So I think that we can expect a lot more competitive game, and the Celtics aren't going to get off so easy.
Right. No. And this is LeBron James we're talking about.
Yeah.
He does not have his memory stays with him, no matter what. And it's in his house. And it's Celtics Lakers. This is a rivalry at the end of the day. No matter what, one of the oldest ones, if not the oldest one in the NBA. But Jason Tatum has been on a tear. Now that's going to be a significant matchup, of course. LeBron James, Jason Tatum. There's a lot of talking heads down the national media. We've been talking about Tatum for months, of course, and what he's been doing this season. But now on the national stage, is he a full-blown superstar? That's been the narrative. This is a great way to continue that narrative to say, hey, I am here to stay. I'm coming off my first All-Star appearance. I am a superstar now. I'm not one that's going to be labeled one in a year or two. No, he's ready to show that now, and I think he's going to be able to do that. What a humongous performance against the Los Angeles Clippers. And I think, it's been a few days, been a while, but I think that could carry over. Jaylen Brown, to see how he's going to play. It's going to be one heck of a matchup. I'm expecting a really close one, no blowout between the Celtics and Lakers for sure.
How do the Celtics need to perform for you to consider this a successful road trip in terms of record? 3-1, 2-2?
I say you go above 500. If you go 2-2, it's not the worst thing in the world. But if you go above 500, you drop one. It's a big win. 500 is 500 too. I wouldn't be shocked if I had to. Not a betting man, but if I was a betting man, I'd say they're probably going to go 200. But that's not. Again, these are going to be hard fought wins. No blowouts here. I don't see the Celtics on the wrong end of a blowout in any of these matchups, and I can't wait. Again, for matchup reasons, for matchup purposes, this is going to be a tougher road trip that I think people are seeing from the beginning, from Minnesota all the way to the end.
This practice report is brought to you by Vincero Watches. They're exquisitely designed watches at a price that doesn't break the bank, and exclusively for our listeners, you can get an extra 15% off if you head to VinceroWatches.com and use code GARDEN. Go to VinceroWatches.com and use code GARDEN for 15% off. For all the rest of our Celtics coverage, head to our website at CLNSmedia.com.